Good morning once again to our online class, that is BSc's third year class of analytical chemistry. Myself, Mr. Shinde Achutaram Rao, Assistant Professor, Department of Analytical Chemistry, Sanjeevani Mahavidyalaya Chapoli. Student friends, today we are going to learn the first unit of 12th paper, that is what infrared spectroscopy. And this unit, the name of topic is instrumentation and techniques of IR spectroscopy. In this, we have already learned about the sources of radiation, that is for the IR spectroscopy, that is nurse Glover's source, incandescent wire, as well as the another sources of the IR radiation. Now in this lecture we are going to learn about the subtopic of the instrumentation and techniques of IR spectroscopy, that is monochromators. Then let's start with this topic. Here what the monochromator. Mono means single, chroma means color. So we'll get the single color, single wavelength light. That type of light is known as a monochromatic light. And with the help of apparatus, or the apparatus used to get a monochromatic light from the polychromatic light, such type of instrument or equipment is known as a monochromator. So after passing the light from this instrument or equipment, we'll get a single chromatic light or the single colored light or single wavelength light. That is what the dispersion of light takes place when we pass the light through this monochromator. So name is a monochromator. Mono means single, chroma means color, and which gives the single colored light, that is single wavelength light, is known as a monochromator. Let's see what is the monochromator. The radiation source emits radiation of various frequencies. As the sample in the IR spectroscopy absorbs only at a certain frequency, it therefore becomes necessary to select desired frequency from the radiation source and reject the radiations of other frequencies. This selection has been achieved by means of the monochromator, which are mainly of two types. So here what we require the specific wavelength, and that specific wavelength is absorbed by means of the given substance. So the radiation emitted from the source, that is what the sun is the what source of electromagnetic radiation. It emits, or any source, as a nurse Glover, or tungsten filament, that is what the nichrome wire. Such type of sources of radiation emits the different types of radiation with different wavelengths and different frequency. So we require a specific frequency for the absorption, because for each atom, each substance has the relative frequency with or relative wavelength which is equal to the energy levels, that amount of energy required to promote the electron or atoms, or to change their energy levels. So that certain frequencies are only required for the what, or desired frequencies are required, and these desired frequencies are getting from the instrument that is known as a monochromator. This selection of this desired frequency is achieved by means of the equipment. Such equipment is known as a monochromator, which gives the single wavelength light. So monochromator. So generally there are two types of monochromator, that is prism monochromator and grating monochromator. So let's see about the prism monochromators. The most of the infrared spectrometer use prism of alkali halides which transmit in the infrared region. To prepare the prism for spectrophotometers, to prepare the prism for spectrometers, large crystals of the alkali halide materials are grown artificially on the commercial basis. So what is the requirement for prism? That is, the prism used in infrared radiation for the what? Getting monochromatic light. Most of the spectrometers that are the instrument used in the what? IR spectra. Instruments for the IR spectra. So spectrometers uses a prism of alkali halide. Alkali halide means what? That is KCl, NaCl. All the alkali metals combines with halide to give alkyl halide. Such alkyl halide, that is cesium chloride is there, NaCl is there, KCl is there. So generally what? Alkyl halides which transmits in the infrared region means what? There are what? When light falls on the sample of the or solution or the sample, there are three phenomena generally occurs, that is what? A reflection, a refraction and transmittance and absorption. Generally reflection, transmittance and absorption is important. So the transmittance is what? Inversely proportional to the absorption. So this alkali halides transmit in an infrared region means what? It disperses the light in the infrared region. So to prepare the prism for the spectrometers, large crystals of the alkali halide materials are grown artificially on the commercial basis. So what is the need? To what? Grow the crystal in the artificial manner, large crystal of alkyl halide in the artificial manner or artificial on what? A commercial basis. So prism windows and cell faces are cut from these crystals. The most common prism material used is a NaCl, that is what? The sodium chloride. For during the what? Preparing this crystal, this faces and what? Windows and prism windows and cells faces are cut from these crystals. So we'll get the what? Required type of the prism. The most common prism material used is the what? The NaCl, sodium chloride is generally used as a material for preparing prism. It satisfactorily disperses the IR radiation. What is the reason why we use the NaCl? Because the dispersion of IR radiation is what? Satisfactorily made by the or given by the NaCl crystal. See here what? How dispersion of this light into different wavelengths takes place after passing white light through the prism. We'll get a different colored light, red orange, green, blue, purple. Such type of radiation, that is what the dispersion is achieved by means of using what the prism. Here also I am trying to what the represent the dispersion of light. Here is your light source, and it is falls on the it is what emerge in the slit, and after this emerging it is falls on the prism. After passing through the prism, it get dispersed into the different types of wavelength, that is colored. Here also dispersion of the light through the prism. Here also same thing is there, dispersion through the prism. So in this way will get the different wavelength light, that is what the different types of monochromatic light with the help of what prism. So this alkali halide prism, that what gives us the dispersion of light, that is what the dispersion of light in between, that is the range is what the 2.5 to 15 micrometer, that is what the required range of the wavelength in the IR spectroscopy. But beyond that 20 micrometer it does not work. NaCl absorbs IR radiation, that is what the defect or drawback of NaCl crystal. What after the 20 micrometer it does not work because it absorbs the IR radiation, while from 2.5 to 15 micrometer it what transmit or disperses the light, that is into monochromatic light. But beyond 20 micrometer NaCl does not work as a monochromator for IR radiation because itself absorbs the IR radiation. So potassium bromide, that is KBr, and cesium bromide, that is CSBr prisms are suitable for the far infrared region from that frequency, that is that wavelength 15 to 40 micrometer, while lithium fluoride LiF is a quartz prism can also be employed to the near infrared region between the wavelength region is about 1 to 5 micrometers. So from 1 to 5 micrometer, that is what in near infrared region we can use lithium fluoride and quartz prism. But for the region, that is what far IR region, we can able to use the cesium bromide and what the potassium bromide crystals for the preparing prism. And for the what for the IR region, generally for the useful spectroscopic region, that is what 2.5 to 15 micrometer, only NaCl is used for the preparing the prism, so suitable for the IR spectrophotometer. Okay, then for the quartz prism can also be employed to near infrared region between what 0.8 to 3 micrometer if the wavelength is what less than 1, that is 0.08 to 3, we can use the quartz prism, but its dispersion characteristics are not ideal and it absorbs strongly beyond the 4 micrometer. That is what the drawback of this quartz prism, it absorbs beyond the 4 micrometer, it absorbs the IR radiation, so it is not feasible to use after the 4 micrometer, that was the quartz crystal. So unfortunately all common infrared transmitting materials except quartz are easily scratched and are water soluble, and these salt materials are subjected to thermal and mechanical instability. Therefore, protection against damage is a common problem. So this is the most important problem what regarding the alkali halides, because they are soluble in water and it is also thermally unstable. So in thermal or in mechanical instability of this alkali halide make the problem in making the monochromator. That is what the alkali halide monochromator, except what the quartz is not soluble in the water as well as thermally stable. So next type of the monochromator is a grating monochromator. If a prism in a spectrophotometer is replaced by grating, higher dispersion can be achieved. So rather than using the prism as a monochromator, we can use the grating, that is grating monochromator. So it gives the greater dispersion, higher dispersion than the what the prism. So here such type of grating monochromator diffraction grating is used for the monochromator purpose. So reflection grating are more common than prism and are preferred over the transmittance gratings. So instead of using prism, we can use the reflection grating over what the transmittance grating. Transmittance grating are not feasible or perfect for the monochromator, but what we can use the reflection grating. The reflection grating offer linear dispersion of wavelength. So we will get such type of linear dispersion with the help of what the reflection grating. Then what is the benefit for this by using this reflection grating while other, that is transmittance grating? So by reflection grating will get the linear dispersion, but with the transmittance grating will not get the linear dispersion. So that is what the advantage of using what the reflection grating over the transmittance grating. The reflection grating offers linear dispersion of wavelength. These can be constructed from the wide of variety of material which are not attacked by water. This is what the another benefit of the using diffraction grating. Diffraction grating, the material used for the diffraction grating is not what attacked by means of the water molecule, or it does not react, or it is not soluble in the water. So this is the another advantage. They are what constructed from glass or plastic that has been coated with the aluminum. So what is the material for the preparing diffraction grating is that what it is the plastic or glass. See, such type of grating is made with the help of. Then what is grating? What is reflection grating? What is diffraction grating? Diffraction and reflection grating are same. What is the diffraction and reflection grating? A simple glass plate, that is what is crystal or plastic plate, on which number of lines or grooves are ruled with the what equal distances, means what nearly about 2500 lines present in 1 square centimeter area. That amount of lines or grooves are equally distanced ruled on that glass plate, and diffraction of the light takes place with due to this grooves or lines equally distance ruled lines or what grooves. So what is the material? It is a glass or plastic that has been coated with the aluminum. Several gratings, each with different ruling lines, that is what lines per centimeter, are necessary to over the wide wavelength range associated with the infrared radiation. Better resolution is possible by this grating because there is less loss of radiant energy than in a prism system. So, due to the different types of ruling lines per centimeter, here what I am trying to explain or look what the show about how this diffraction grating or reflection grating looks like. See, this type of the number of lines were ruled, equally distance lines are ruled, and such a type of process how this uh, diffraction and reflection takes place with the help of this, and the less amount of energy, that is what the radiant energy is lost by means of the diffraction grating. If you have any question regarding this, please ask in the YouTube comment box, and I will try to answer this question. So thank you, thanks a lot.